Poke Nerds, welcome in. Happy hump day. What if MSRP never returns? That was the question that was posed to me in the comments of my video talking about the current market and telling you that you probably shouldn't be listening to anyone who has definitive answers because we don't know what the future holds. We don't. We don't know what the future holds for new sets in the future, what the future holds for sets that are currently in rotation. What if MSRP never returns? What if it never returns for newly released sets? What if it never returns for Scarlet and Violet sets that are currently still in rotation, that are currently still being printed? If that is the case, then I'll continue to tell you what I've been telling you. Hunt. Work the margins. Search for MSRP. It is out there at retail stores, at some local game stores, at some local card shops. But it is out there to be found on the internet and in person. I've bought a ton of products at MSRP or close to it this year. Even in a year when it has felt like it's so difficult to get your hands on things. If you want it, you can find it. You just might have to work a little bit for it. You might have to make friends in the community, friends that you can have a group chat with, friends that will help you and you help them, right? So you can find sealed product at MSRP. You can absolutely do it. I've consistently been able to do it this year. Not as much as I'd like, probably. That's probably a good thing for my wallet. But it is out there. I certainly would not tell you to just start giving in and paying scalped prices. That is nuts. No one should be telling you to do that. I'll also tell you other things I've told you. Buy undervalued or good value singles. Add to your collection by doing that. You can do some amazing things with cash and getting some of these modern singles and even not so modern singles that you might just love to have in your collection. Maybe you didn't rip them, but you can add them to your collection. You can open Japanese. That's way cheaper. And Japanese is still more expensive per pack, per booster box than it normally is. But it's not as wild in a lot of cases as the English market. Some of it is, but some of it's not. You can very easily get some Japanese product and open it or keep it, whatever you want to do, whatever you do with your product. But there are ways to not pay scalped prices. There absolutely are. And that's what I would encourage you to continue to try to do. I would not encourage you to just succumb to the FOMO, to the scalped prices. Because if you do that, scalpers will continue to do what they do. Where were all the scalpers a year ago? Nowhere to be found because no one was paying these prices, right? So that's what I would tell you to do if things never go back to MSRP. If every new set that comes out never goes back to MSRP. If everything late stage Scarlet and Violet never goes back to MSRP. But I do feel very confident in predicting that at some point you will be able to get new releases. I'm not talking about Scarlet and Violet right now. I'm talking about moving forward, new releases at some point at a much more reasonable price point. Even if it's not MSRP, which you will be able to find at MSRP, you just have to hunt a little bit. But even if it's not readily available at MSRP, at Target, wherever, you will be able to find it cheaper than you are now because Pokemon needs kids to be able to rip packs for the long-term viability of the brand. They do. And I know that somebody else pointed out to me, cards are a fraction of the total earnings of the Pokemon Company International. And yeah, that's fact. But it's a pretty big fraction of the earnings. Pokemon cards are literally printing money. And Pokemon needs kids to be able to rip packs, again, for long-term sustainability. If we weren't ripping packs, all the Kanto kids and Johto after them and so on and so forth, if we weren't ripping packs as younger children, we would not have the interest that we do today in the cards, right? They don't want that. They want it to be long-term sustainability. You need to get the product into the hands of the people who will be funding your platform, funding your IP with their hard-earned dollars when they become adults, right? So you need kids to be able to rip packs right now. You absolutely do. And I do think new sets will eventually be gettable. Pokemon needs that. I think they know they need that. I think really everybody should know that they need that. Pokemon does not want to exist in a world where they forever just cannot get the people product at MSRP at reasonable prices. They don't want that. Now, can late stage Scarlet and Violet ever get back to MSRP? I know Mimic Brew was talking about this earlier, Surging Sparks, Journey Together, Destined Rivals, Black and White. I think that Journey Together probably will. If not at MSRP, very close to MSRP. It's already pretty close. I mean, you can get a Journey Together booster box, enhanced booster box right now for around $200. I mean, what is that? That's $40, less than $40 over MSRP for a booster box. So it's only 20% higher than MSRP. I know that their ETBs are in the 70. I think Journey Together will get down close to MSRP, very close. It's already pretty close, but I think it'll get even closer. I think Surging Sparks will get closer to MSRP. We've seen it creep down a little bit. There was a time where you could get Surging Sparks a couple months ago. Surging Sparks booster boxes close to MSRP, like under 200. There was a moment, a blip. Destined Rivals, who knows? That's the one that might not ever get down there, just because, it's close to 300 right now. It just released. The singles are strong. The sealed is strong. It's wild when it comes to Surging Sparks. Black and White, I think they're going to print a lot of Black and White. They printed a ton of Crown Zenith. I think that there's going to be a lot of Black and White printed. Final set of a generation. But obviously, Black and White special set. So you're not going to see booster boxes, obviously. Prismatic, I think you will see prices get close with ETBs. I think they're going to get back down under 100, and I think this Sam's Club situation is going to help with that. I think that they're going to continue to print that a lot. We're only sitting at about 6 months of Prismatic. I think you're going to get a lot more. I look at those sets outside of Destined Rivals, which I can't honestly give an opinion on what's going to happen with Destined Rivals, but I do think the other sets will be cheaper than they are right now in the near future. But Megas is going to be good. But again, what if none of these late stage Scarlet and Violet sets do? What if they don't get closer to MSRP? Again, same thing. Don't FOMO. You can find product. And I saw someone else comment it's normal to buy things at 2 to 3 times MSRP. It is normal to buy Pokemon products at 2 to 3 times MSRP when they are out of print, when you can no longer get it, right? But buying brand new products at the current price points, some things are 2, 3x, like I mentioned, that's crazy. If you want to buy out of print sets and open them or do whatever the hell you want to do with them at 2 to 3x, yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. That's kind of how the hobby works. When things go out of rotation, when things go out of print, they do get more expensive, as they should. But if you're buying sets that are in rotation, that are in print at that price point, to me, that's on you. I cannot tell you to do that. I cannot encourage you to do that. And in fact, I would encourage you strongly to not do that. That's where I'm at with the Pokemon market. Wanted to further discuss exactly what I was talking about the other day. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and y'all have a good one.